Good evening, and thanks for come along to Morocco with your chamber and friends. Before we begin tonight's meeting, I would like to acknowledge we're meeting on lands that have been stewarded from time immemorial by Indigenous peoples. We honor them, and this is one just small step toward reconciliation that we do when we provide these land acknowledgements. Now, the Muskoka Lakes Chamber and the Parry Sound Chamber got together and said, let's do something post-high season because everybody deserves a getaway. We've got some money in our pockets after the high season in Muskoka and Parry Sound. And then we reached out to the other local chambers. So I just want to do a really quick, I don't know, you can't see them now because the screen is up, but Chris McDonald's just wrapping up another meeting, and Marnie from Bracebridge Chamber is here. And I'm sure that you'll tell me if anybody else is coming in that I've missed anybody. So I hope everyone can join us, and there will be people joining as the presentation continues. So if you're a chamber member with any of these chambers, we've got Bracebridge, Southeast Georgian Bay, Gravenhurst Chamber, Parry Sound and District Area Chamber, Muskoka Lakes, and even some people from Barrie may be joining us. You'll want to book with your primary chamber for this trip, all right? And you don't have to be a chamber member to come along. Some chamber members bring their entire families, their extended families. Others hear about it through a friend. All are welcome. We just want to make sure you book with the chamber in your community or the primary chamber that you belong to. Now, for the big event. I'm going to hand it over to Arish Shroff from Indus Travels. We've had chamber members from Muskoka Lakes Chamber and Gravenhurst traveled with Indus to China in the past, and I enjoyed an amazing trip to Ireland last fall with Indus. We're recording this session so we can send it out to you and to your other chamber friends if you want to at a later date, so you can learn about all the great reasons why we should go to Morocco. And Harish, can you tell us why Morocco is the place to be with us this November?
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you, Nora. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. Good evening. My name is Harish Shroff. I'm Vice President Sales with Indus Travel. And yeah, I am super excited that you all have selected to go to Morocco. I have my slides, which I will show you, but I just wanted to start with this picture that I have in front of me. This is our group to 62 people that went to Morocco. And Morocco has been our hot selling destination, and people that they travel there, they just love it. They just come back with amazing feedback. And yeah, we have 5 chambers participating in this. Each chamber is really excited to bring more members, so it can be anyone from any of this location. We have individual web links, which I'm going to show and talk later. You can join on that. So yeah, let's get into the tour. Let's talk about why you should travel to Morocco and what is there for you to see. Just a little bit brief about our company. Indus Travel is a Canadian-based company. My head office is in Vancouver. We've been in business since 2001, and we cater to many destinations. Of course, we started with exotic destinations as Turkey, Morocco, India, Egypt, South Africa, but now we have expanded in the last so many years to Europe, going to Ireland and other places. But the exotic destinations still remain our hot selling trips, especially for Egypt, Morocco, and all these places. We have been to all these places. We make sure that we work with some amazing ground suppliers, which I'm going to show you, and who have really good knowledge about the destination. Not only that, all the people who are working on this product, and myself and other people, we all have traveled to many of these places to make sure that what we experience is what we want to deliver to our customers. And I'm going to touch more about the pricing and other things. But yeah, our intention is that we really take more people to these trips and they really have fun. I like to show everything through pictures. That's the second picture of our trip with Abbotsford Chamber of Commerce. Again, they had a large group. I don't remember the exact number, but around 36 people. Same in Morocco. So it's always good to see how travelers have been there and they have really enjoyed. And I always like to highlight about the trip, why you should travel in group travel and what are the benefits. So number one, we as an expert believe that, the clients, when they travel on these tours, they should really have fun. They should really have a great time and come back with lasting memories. That's what we do. And we make sure that you interact with the local people. So we really bring local culture very close to you, and making sure that you really have access to these different areas that you go with us. Uh, Also, when we try to set up these group travels, we sell primarily through one or two or three chamber of commerce so that they can bring in their members, non-members, which means you are traveling with somebody from your area. You may not know them, but at least on the tour, you'll come to know them. So that way you can have some similarity and people that are traveling with you. Especially this tour, we have designed it in a very nice way. It's going to be a nice small tour of around 25 people. And this is the way to go and see exotic destination. You don't want to go in large buses with 40, 50 people, really go in small groups. Last and important point that I want to touch is the pricing. Our pricing is at least 12 to 15% cheaper than anywhere else. I'm going to touch on the price that we have listed, what it includes. It's a super deal for the people who are looking to go on this tour and really come back with a good feedback. So yeah, let's get into the itinerary. Let's get into the trip. If you have seen the flyer, we are departing on 19th of November this year, and it's an 8 days tour. The price listed on the flyer is 3,399. This is per person, which means there will be two people in a room, and there's a single supplement cost, which is 599, which is very, very reasonable in case you are traveling single and you don't have anybody to join you, then you can have the room to yourself. So you will pay that extra single supplement. But on the tour, in the bus, there will be always somebody with you, and there will be other people joining you on this tour from this group. What is there for you to see in Morocco? There's a lot of things that you're going to experience, especially on this tour. We are going to go to the capital place, Rabat, which is very, very impressive. It has all these beautiful monuments that they have built. Of course, there's history of Roman ruins. We are going to visit by Wallabies, where you're going to see that. You're also going to see their local culture and religious sites for you to understand the local culture, So you're going to go to some main places, which is Fez, and really go through all the markets, the bazaars. You're going to go to Marrakesh, which is really one of the historic center. Like, when once you go there, you will see there's so much of history and culture to showcase you. As you can see on the scale here, on the flyer here, or the slide, we are going to arrive into Casablanca. We are driving to Rabat. We are going down this way to Fez, and we are coming down to Marrakesh, and then we are going back to Casablanca. This whole journey is roughly 14 hours. Of course, we are not driving all day together. We are going to break. And also in our break, we are going to stop in many places, which I'm going to cover in my next few slides. Now let's touch on the price, the 3,399. What does that include for you? It includes your international airfare going to Morocco and coming back. It includes your 6 nights hotel accommodation. I'm going to show you the pictures. These are very nice 4-star properties that we use. It includes your daily breakfast, and they have very nice, lavish, amazing breakfast, that is there. We've included one dinner so that you can have a dinner as a group. And we also have 2 dinners in different other places that we have included. And on some of the days, we have kept it separate so that in case you just want to go on your own and experience with your small groups, from your main group, you want to do a small group, you could do that. And that's what people have liked in the past. They really like the mix and match that we organize and we do things. This is a fully escorted tour, which means right from the time you arrive till you depart, there is somebody with you. Our ground supplier, our local company, DMC, they will be with you. They will pick you up at the airport. From the airport, they take you to whatever is the next place. That's Casablanca. From there to Fez, from there to Marrakesh, and then from there to other places. So all that is done. Sightseeing, other things, whichever is listed on the itinerary, all that is included. So it's a very nice trip, which is really value for money for customers. And as you can see, we are using some good hotels, good properties. I'll show you in my next slides. When we do these tours, one of the main questions, or some of the main questions that comes up, is how much of walking is involved. how is the tour done, is it too tiring, and things like that. We make our tour to be really fun. We want to make sure that you are going there, you number one, you're stress free, which we take care of everything. Number two, it should not be tiring also. So we start generally in the morning at 8:39. After your breakfast, you will do a little bit of tour. You end up in the afternoon for lunch. So we will break for lunch, whatever, 1:32. And then again by 3:34 or 5, depends on the traffic, you will be back to the hotel to rest again. So you will see it's a very easy light tour. It's designed in such a way that it's easily accessible to people. All the monuments we go, our buses will take you right in front of there. Yes, you should be able to walk inside, and you go to markets and you go to bazaars. Um, yeah, ladies, I'm sure you never get tired of walking in those places. So yeah, we make sure that it's very easy. You have enough time to see both. You see the monuments, do some shopping, and come back with all these experiences. Already mentioned about the transportation, but I wanted to show that we use nice coaches, air conditioned coaches. People always ask, that when we travel from A destination to B destination, this will be one of the kind of coach that you have. You're going in a small number of people, that's 25 people. So it's going to be a 30, 35 seater capacity, depends what is available at that time. But it's going to be very comfortable. That bus is going to be with you all the time, so it is your own bus. The people that are there on the bus, they are the ones with you all the time, and all the luggage and everything will be taken care in the bus. You will be visiting through some very nice towns. You will be visiting some small cities. And of course, I'm going to cover that in the next few slides, that some different things that you will see. You will have a bus driver. You will also have a helper who's always there to be with you, helping you in getting up and getting down from the bus. People like that. You'll get all that special treatment on the tour. With regards to the local tour guide, this is number one priority for us, that when we work with the company, we want to make sure that they are from the destination. They know about the place. I'm going to showcase you, I'm going to talk a little bit, but they are from the destination. That's their hometown. And they're very proud and passionate about their place. So we want to make sure that when they are a tour guide, they are either licensed or they have experience. Nowadays everybody is carrying a tag that is called storytellers. So they are storytellers. They tell you about each and every place. They tell you where to shop, where to buy, to do different things. So yeah, they will have the in-depth knowledge, and they will come back and showcase you. So they're not just reading from a book. They're not just reciting from some notes or something like that. They are really telling you from their first-hand experience. So that's our priority, and we make sure that when you travel with us, you're fully taken care on that. With regards to food, I already touched that we will be including the breakfast, but for lunches, I just wanted to highlight that we generally stop at some places where you can have quick lunches. Either it could be sandwich, muffin, breakfast, coffee, muffin, or sandwich or something like that. Very light, so that you don't have to sit down and go back and spend a lot of time. But for dinners, where we are doing, some of them are in the hotels, and there's one special dinner which is optional. I'll show you. Some of the places you will have something like this, a very nice sit down atmosphere, so you can really enjoy. And some of the days, which I already mentioned, you're free to try on your own. That's really the time you can experience some local food over there. Any destination you go, food is very important. Your location, your things to see, your safety, which I already mentioned, is covered. The next thing that is really important is food, and Moroccan cuisine is really amazing. It has a mixture of Mediterranean food. It has very light spices. You will enjoy it. Of course, lot of restaurants here in Canada and in Toronto. But these are some of the things that are different over there. That's Zalu on the left hand side on top, which is made from the eggplant, and the pita bread. I'm sure you're familiar. You heard of that couscous, which is the main staple dish for them. Seafood, fish, and different other things are very popular because of the coastal area. And one unique thing about this place is you will see this mint tea. You will see the people holding the kettle and the glass at the bottom, and they showcase, they'll make a big line while pouring into it. So these are some things that are very unique, and nowhere else you can find that. So you're really going to enjoy that. And I always recommend that when you go to these places, you should definitely enjoy different things so that you have all these memories other than just looking at the monument, just looking at a few other things. You bring back with these other things also. So yeah, Nora asked me why Morocco. I have actually, just kidding. I have 8 to 10 slides that I can talk about why Morocco. There's a lot to see, and I'm not sure how much you have read about it, how much you have, you know, studied about it, but there's a lot to see. You can talk about the old history. You can talk about different other things. It really has a lot of influence. You talk about architecture. You have the Roman influence, you have the Islamic influence, and of course the French. So every time the different people stayed there, ruled there, they have different structures that they have built, and many of them are still intact. Many of them are the areas where you go, they are still back in time. You will be surprised to see that people are still living in the old ways, still, following their old traditions and things like that. So that would be surprising for you. Beaches, I already briefly mentioned, they have a lot of coastal area. One main thing that every customer comes back and says is that they really shop, whether it's a man, woman, they always shop. There is bazaars and bazaars and bazaars everywhere you go. There are these beautiful handmade things. They have carpets, rugs, different other things I'm going to touch, and things like that. I'll briefly go on a few things. Music. Um, they have their own old traditional music. When you listen to this, listen to that. It's really very nice. It's very soothing. It's kind of a hypnotic rhythms. You will love it. You'll kind of feel the momentum. Within 1 or 2 days, you'll start loving it. And because of the architecture and the locations, a lot of writers, a lot of authors have gone and made books over there. One of the main famous book is the Chapel's House. You can search it up online. It really has a lot to showcase. So yeah, I'm not going to go into 8 slides. Just one slide is good enough to showcase what is there to see. But when you talk about a location, also you want to know where is it, and little more about it. Once again, I'm sure you have seen it, but I always like to show through maps where it is. It is part of Africa. Morocco is part of Africa. It's right on the top, as you can see on the screen here. It's on the northern part. It has its own rich history. It has diverse landscapes. I just want to show you as a picture. This is the only place in the world where you will be able to see sheeps, and they are on the top of the tree. They actually climb up the tree to eat the grass. So yeah, very different. I already mentioned about, I'm sorry, my slides are going fast. I think it's on timer. I talked about the ocean. They have the Atlantic Ocean and the Mediterranean Sea. Again, both these help them to have amazing seafood. And also they have the mountains. We're going to go to that place. So that also really makes it a difference. So the population of the country is roughly 37 million. Most of them are Berber Arabic descendants. So you'll see them talking in Arabic. Very warm, very friendly. Tourism is number one for them. They really focus on tourism, and you'll find everybody speaking English. The tour guide, the bus driver, the hotels, even in the markets, they will be speaking English, but very basic. Whatever you want to buy from them, and whatever you want to discuss, uh, they are able to discuss on that. We work with very nice airlines. So on this one, we are holding Air France. We're holding the 25 seats with Air France airline, which is booked on the 19th of November. You depart in the evening at 7. You arrive next day morning at 8:30 or 8:10 in Paris. And then from Paris, you connect at 12:30 within 4 hours, 20 minutes or so. And then in the afternoon, you're in Casablanca. It's a very nice flight. I've put a picture on the left-hand side showing, you have already thought about the trip. You're ready to go. Your bags are packed. You will head to Toronto Airport and take this flight, and you'll forget about all the hustle bustle about your day-to-day life, and then just think about the beautiful things you're going to go and experience there in Morocco. As soon as you arrive, I will show you the hotel. It's right in the city center, very easy if you like to just go around, or the hotel itself is so beautiful. They have, I'll show you the pool or something like that. As soon as you arrive, you can really start and um, begin your trip. Day number two, that is what your arrival will be. And as I was mentioning before, this is a fully escorted tour. So as soon as you arrive, you will be met at the airport. There will be somebody holding the name card, Chamber of Commerce trip or Indus Travel. And from there on, whatever is there on the flyer, whatever we have agreed on, whatever we have put in here, all will be delivered to you as per the schedule. Two more slides to talk about the place. As I said, I'm not going to do the 8 slides, but yeah, there's so much to tell. There's so much to talk about. I thought definitely these are some things that you will like to know. There's a movie, Casablanca. I'm sure you all have heard about it. It was shot in 1942. So you can imagine the psychology and thought process behind it. When people see all these movies, tourism actually picks up. Tom Cruise movie in 2015, which was also shot over there. A lot of action and a few of the movies from James Bond 007. A lot of movies are shot over here. So when people see all this in movies, it does impact. It does make people interested and go to the location. So these are some things that has also if helped Morocco to increase their tourism because they are very scenic. Uh, they don't need to have all these different backdrops. The nature itself helps make some good backdrops for the movies, and people or the movie industries have used this for so many years. So that's our hotel where we are staying on in Casablanca. It's a very nice hotel. I purposely put the review on the top. It's almost #1 hotel there in Casablanca, right in the city center. It has a lot to offer. It has, as you can see, it's not a very big hotel. It has roughly around 200 rooms, very comfortable. It has a spa. And people always ask me, like, are these hotels modern and do they have all the amenities? Yes, if you're looking for a flat screen TV, it has that. If you're looking for a fridge, yes, they have that. If you're looking for a hair dryer or things like that, 99.9% all the rooms will have. It is definitely a good hotel. And as I was mentioning, if you're not looking to start out and go or venture out on your own, they have a pool, they have a spa. You can just relax in the hotel till the next day and before we start our trip on the next day. So yeah, getting into the tour, which is next day, day number 3, we are going to go to city tour and we're going to see a lot of things in Casablanca. But I also wanted to show the picture of real city of Casablanca, that when you're there already the day before, and if you think, oh, I want to go out and see something, it is definitely a vibrant city. It has roughly around 3 to 3.5 million people. The reason being, a lot of people come there for a job and then go back. So, kind of 500,000 people actually travel in and out every day in the city. Um, they have the old structure, which we are going to see. They have a lot of old monuments in different places, but there's very modern. You can see on the left-hand side top, they have modern buildings. People are up to dated. The bazaars, when you go on the bottom, yes, they still are functioning in the same old way. One place will have hundreds of shops. One, they call it souk, one lane will have all t-shirts, all shoes, all ceramic. So they still are working in an old fashion. These are some places which were markets centuries and centuries ago. Until now, they are still markets. So these are not old, and these are not new. These are very, very old places where they used to trade and do things. So let's talk about what you're going to see in Casablanca. We're going to go to a few places. I'll just briefly touch base 3, 4 places. There's a lot to cover, but I'll still definitely try to show you what you're going to see. One of the places that you will visit from outside is the Royal Palace. As you can see in the picture, it's stunning. It has this huge gate, it's really carved, and it has beautiful things to showcase. We are not going inside. It's only from outside that you will see, but it's really stunning, so it's still the royal palace. You get a chance to see it and then go to the next place. You're going to visit and see the Muhammad V Square. And as you can see from the picture, it is a square and it was built during the French time. And that's the reason they have this fountain, they have this circle, they have these gardens. It's exactly something similar to that you will see anywhere else in Europe, or, for example, like Trafalgar Square in London, very similar. Then they have all these government offices because originally they were definitely built for the governments that were ruling them, and still now being used by the current government. So you'll see all these government offices around that, and really a nice place for you to go and sit down and relax. Of course, our tour guide will take you, they will showcase you the whole thing and then give you a little time to settle down and move on to the next one. There is this beautiful mosque, which is called the Hassan II Mosque, which is an optional thing. And I'll tell you a little bit more about it. It is one of the biggest mosques that is built here. And it is half in the water and half on the land. It is right at the edge of the ocean. They have this glass kind of a floor, which through which you can actually see the ocean also. They have the retractable roof, so not every day, but sometimes they actually open that, and if you're there, you can actually see that also. It's huge. It can accommodate roughly around 25,000 people in one sitting, in one prayer time. And of course, once you go there, the tour guide will showcase you more in depth and really talk about it. And you can definitely buy a few things over there. And then we will visit to the Hobos market, or the Hobos area. And this is again another old area which I was talking about. This is one of the places where you can go and buy the local things that you want to come back as a souvenir, like bags, handmade different things like tabletops, um, carpets made out of clothes like shawls. Even they call it as chappals or sandals. You can buy those. Really nice, very unique things that you can bring back from there in Casablanca. It's a nice full day, and the same day we are actually going to go to Fez. And I just wanted to show you a little bit of the driving time. It's roughly 3 hours and 20 minutes, the whole journey. But as I was telling you, we will be breaking, we will be stopping in different places to see all that and some of the things that you're going to see in Rabat. And it's very famous for carpet, very famous for clothing. You can definitely bring back some shawls and different other things from Rabat. And also, you will break over there. The one of the famous thing over there is this thing called chicken tagini. Yeah, you should definitely try. It's made with lemon, olive oil, and really they make it in a different, unique way. So I recommend anytime you go to these places, just make sure you order something local and enjoy that in that place. So day number 3, we are ending in Fez, and we will be staying in this another beautiful hotel, which is the Palace Medina. And the picture talked about it. It already has a pool for you, lady. And if you're not, looking to do anything on that day in the evening, just head to the pool. That's good enough. They have a snack bar inside the hotel, and inside the restaurants. You will get alcohol. People always ask me, can we drink outside? No, just like any other country, any other destination, you just have to follow the rule. Inside the hotel, inside the place, you can definitely have your drinks and just enjoy it. And again, same thing. It has all the modern amenities. It has, televisions and yeah. One of the things people ask me is, do they have private bathrooms? Obviously, like it's a modern structure. It has private bathrooms. It's really a four-star property that we are staying at, and it also has a mixture. So you will see gardens, you will see all these fountains and different things. So they try to make the ambience for you that you really feel like a palace. So we are going to stay here for 2 nights in both the places in Fez and Marrakesh. Uh, there's a lot to see in all these places. So I'll quickly touch base on Fez. Fez is again one of the oldest area in this region, and it was the capital of Morocco for almost for 400 years in the 9th century. So when it is a capital, you can imagine they will have the best of roads at that time. As per that time, they will have all the things. They will have universities. They will have all the different things. So one of the old thing is this fountain that you can see, Majirin fountain over here. And when people would be traveling in the olden days, water was really important. It's a desert area. So that's how they had made these fountains in the main capital city so people can come and drink the capital. I just wanted to show you the difference in architecture. This is a French architecture because when the French came in, they started doing different kind of, it is the Moorish architecture with the French influence. So you will see the difference in the architecture in these places, and that's how you will understand. And Fez was also one of the important place in the olden days because they used to have the university where they will teach theology and different other things. Of course, now it has changed, but yeah, you will really enjoy to see a lot of stuff. The day is not ended. You will be really going through same thing to the markets. They have some um, mausoleums to showcase you. They have the university to show you. They have these beautiful doors that you can see, which were built in the 8th century, and they're still very colorful. Like I know Nora is going to go and she's looking to take her camera. Anyone who has come back from this trip, they said you should always have extra chargers and extra things because your batteries are going to die off. The amount of pictures that you're going to take, it's really, really stunning, So yeah, I'm not touching much, but yeah, this is a UNESCO heritage site, the university which you're going to visit. You're going to go to the bazaar where you're going to see that. But one of the main thing or main important famous thing about Fez is the leather that they make here, and you will get a chance to actually see the process, how they are actually, like they dye the leather, they dry the leather. Of course, you will not see happening it, but at least they will show you, how they are filling all these tubs with different chemicals and then they process. And in the end, this is the final product that you will get. And some of the pricing that you will see, it will be surprising. Like, I've never had anybody coming back saying, well, I didn't do any shopping in Fez. Like every place you go, you will be so tempted, so reasonable. And you also want to value the artist, because in this region, the artists are very proud when they make of something. They will show and they say that this is made by me, and you really see. They call them as the people who have the hands on. Until now, they're using these old techniques. They're not using machines. They're not using mechanism to make faster. They're still using the old process, handmade, whatever is the technique. They're still using the same thing, polishing, scrubbing, and then bringing you this final product. So yeah, you will definitely have a chance to buy something from here. Then on day number 5, we are proceeding to Marrakesh, and then on this day we are again stopping in Bin Malha. It's a very nice green area with a lot of forest. It also has a waterfall. Uh, we may not be able to pass by through the waterfall, but yeah, it's really lush green. And in the forest region, they also have these monkeys. I just wanted to give you more information, but we are not probably going that side. We will be driving almost the whole day, this one day, but we will be breaking again. When you break in Bin Mala, then at least you have a lunchtime break over there. I wanted to show you the picture of the city where you will break, you'll have your lunch, and just look at the scenery. They have mountains on the top, you have these old structures, and some of these places you will really feel and you'll think that you're still back in time because you will find people using donkeys, hand carts, moving things, really in old, like olden days. You will feel that you're back in olden days. And these gardens, they are so beautiful that they have made very nice, very beautiful. You will get a chance to go here also and stop for lunch before we head and we reach our hotel in Marrakesh. So again, every day you're really going to see some really, really nice, stunning things, and you're going to enjoy each and every moment of yours. It's hard for me to pick and say that is Rabat the best or Fez the best or Marrakesh the best. I will leave it up to you to decide, but I tell you that all the places, are really beautiful. They have their own unique thing to show. As you can see in the picture, it's a city. I'm sorry, my timer is taking it fast. As you can see in the picture, you have these plus mountains on the background, and the red, it's all colored in red. It's a red city. It also has the walls. It is called the Wall City, and of course, it's the UNESCO Heritage Site. And you're going to see some amazing things over here. The whole area is divided into three places. One is the mosque area, where you have all these the two different mosques that you have. And then one is the old walled city, where you have all these old houses, the bazaars, and things like that. And then the last is the area where you have these rich houses, like you have places who have built the mansions. And of course, you will get a chance to see one or two to experience that. So it's a perfect location if you are looking to really go back in time and really see how the culture is here. This is the perfect way to see this. We are definitely going to go and see um, monuments every day wherever we are going. So two of the main places that we will see here is one is the Kotubai Tower, as you can see in the picture here. And this is one tower which is complete. Something similar, there is a tower in Rabat which is incomplete, and I'll tell you the story behind this. So this is a 77-meter tall tower, which was actually completed, and then the other tower was, they were trying to build taller than this. Of course, the king died, and then it was stopped. But it's really stunning. It has all these towers, and it still has the praying area. It's not used. It's just a place for tourism now, just for place to showcase. But it was built in the 12th century, and when you look at the colors, when you look at all the architecture that they have put in, it's still very intact. So these are some things that will, you know, make you wow in this location. The other place we will go is the Sadian tomb. And this place is very famous because it's something similar to what happened in Peru, Machu Picchu. Nobody knew about this place. It was rediscovered in 1910 by Hiram Bingham. Similarly, this place was also lost. It was lately discovered in 1917. And when they found this and when they dug this, they found a lot of gold. They found a lot of different artifacts, and of course they found the history and the connection. And they found that this region, or the Sadia dynasty that lived here, was really, really rich. They had a lot of gold with them. And I'm always amazed when they discovered these things and how it was forgotten or it was lost uh, during these years. So we'll get a chance to see here and get a chance to hear from the tour guide more in detail, and get more interesting. You have all the days where you will be having small shopping and small souvenir picking up. This is the Mecca, or this is the place where if you want to, shop till you drop, this is the area, or this is the bazaar that you will do. I just wanted to show two pictures, how it looks like in the night. There's a lot of entertainment. There is people who are doing some juggling and fire throwing. There's snake charmers, belly dancers, and different things, food stalls. Also in the day, it's almost the same, very busy, very bustling. So you have so many shops here, like it's the area, this place called Dejma El Fan. Actually, it means assembly of the dead, sorry. But in a lighter way, it's shop till you drop. I mean, there are so many shops that you will go around. You will not have enough time to finish all the shops and all the shopping. But again, this is for you to immerse and get into the local culture, understand how people live here, And these are live markets. That means these are not for tourists. The local people also come here and do their shopping. The local people come here and do, like, they eat, they spend their day here. It is also entertainment for them. So these are live markets which you will get a chance to see in here. Again, we have an optional tour, and I highly recommend both the optional tour. We have tried to add a lot of stuff. The reason being, when you're going that far, you should see everything. You should feel complete. But some people like to keep it light. Some people don't want to go out in the evening. They just want to rest in the hotel. So we've added these two optional tours. This is called Fantasia Show, and it is really amazing. It's a nice show. You will have a sit-down dinner. That's just one part of it. And after that, you have the music. You have people coming and dancing. A little later in the night, you will have fireworks. So yeah, it's not just sitting down and eating. Then you have fireworks, and later on, last or in the end, you have these guys. They really come on their horses. They have their all these different guns, and like a tribe, like the olden days tribe. They come and showcase and perform. They really show everything that their culture has to offer. So it's a must do trip. It's a must do show. I highly recommend that. You may feel that, oh, you'll get tired in the evening, but you're going that far, you should really definitely see this and enjoy the trip and this optional tour. Then on our last day, day number 7, we will head back to Casablanca. Now, I just wanted to put this as a little extra. You've already been to Casablanca on your arrival. The last day when you're coming, maybe you are still, looking to do some more shopping. This is your last stop to go to some of the local markets over there. And all these other places I already mentioned, you'll pick up spices, oils and perfumes, and carpets and jewelry and slippers and so many things that you will bring back. So travel light, I'm 100% sure you will bring back different things. I also mentioned about the artists. They are very proud because they are the ones doing things. You can sit down with any of the local artists and you really see how they are making these things and bring back these memories with you. And that's our last day. We depart on this day. And I know you have a lot of questions. There's a lot of things running in your mind. So what I generally do is I put the questions, I put the answers. If that is what you're looking for, you will already know till I finish my next 5 or 6 slides, no more than that. So one of the questions that always comes up in this is there a camel ride, or can we do a camel ride in Morocco? Yes, many of these places you will have people who are actually uh, with their camels, and you'll get an opportunity to do camel riding. The tour guide will definitely guide you, and he will tell you what to do. We are doing this as a very small tour, only 25 people. First come, first serve. This is the first presentation that we are doing, so you are very lucky to hear the whole thing first-handed. To block your space, you will have to give $500 deposit, which means then you're guaranteed. We are also guaranteed how many people are traveling. The final payment has to be done on 7th of July. So between now and 7th of July, you don't have to pay anything. That's how you can secure your spot. The next few slides will talk about what you're going to see and how you're going to do. Right on my first slide, I showed you the 62 people who actually traveled with me on the tour. That's their presentation picture. They all gathered together in a room, and I did the same way I'm presenting you. And I requested them to take the picture. So yeah, I just like to show some pictures. One of the questions that comes up, are there daily prayers over there in the destination? Yes, they are very religious people. They pray 4 to 5 times in a day. But you are a tourist there. For you, I don't think you have to worry about anything. It's their regular life that they go and do things in a regular way. You might see people going to the mosque. Some of the places you're visiting, you might see people coming and praying. It's perfectly fine. It's their normal way of life, and it will not affect you or anything on your tour. With regards to passport and visa, you need a passport to travel to Morocco. it has to be valid 6 months from the date of return. We are traveling in November, so your passport has to be valid 6 months till next year, and accordingly the date of return. You do not need a visa. As soon as we go there, your passport will be stamped and you are allowed to enter over there. So the other question that always comes up is there a cost for the visa? No, there is no cost on the visa as of now. And I always like to say, things can change. There's so much of information that I have given you today. There's always errors and omissions, and things can change. So yeah, we will update you closer to the departure. But right now, this is how the situation is. With regards to vaccination, do you need any kind of vaccine to travel to Morocco? No. We are staying in very good hotels. Yes, it's a desert region. Yes, it has different areas. We are not going to go and adventure in the desert or a few other places. We're staying in nice hotels. We are staying on our nice coach. Yes, you will go to the bazaar. You'll go to the monument. You just have to be careful. That's about it. You don't need any vaccine. But I always recommend that you talk to your doctor if there's any restriction or anything that you should take depending on your health. For the COVID particularly, I've already listed, there is no restriction, there is no quarantine, they're not asking for any proof. And again, this is as of today, depends closer to the date, closer to the departure. If things change, we will update you. So we still have enough time, and before the departure, we will be sending you more information. With regards to currency, this is highly recommended that you buy the local currency. And I'm telling you the main reason, you're going to buy from local shops, you're going to buy from small shops. They do not have the facility for credit cards. Yes, but if you're buying a large thing, I'm just giving an example. If you're buying a carpet worth $200, I'm sure that company has the facility for buying through credit cards. But you're buying from a local ground vendor for $1, $2, or $5, they will only take cash. They will not have facility for credit cards. And if you pay them through US dollars or Canadian dollars, then they will give you their exchange money, and they might charge you a little extra. You're on the go, your bus is leaving, it's hard at that time. So I always recommend that you change enough currency that you think you're going to shop in the hotel when you arrive, at the airport, or there are these machine where the tour guide will stop. But yeah, there are some charges and some things that will be levied, which is normal. Some things are unavoidable. And again, depends on your style. Some people know that I want to budget myself, then they only take that much cash to shop and things like that. One of the questions that always comes up is, can I upgrade my seats? Yes, we are using Air France. Before we issue the ticket, you can check with us, actually with the travel agent, and she will check with us. We'll give you the price. It's valid for 24 hours because it's a book and buy price. And if you feel comfortable that yes, you want to upgrade, you can upgrade. If the ticket is issued and you want to do it, then you will have to call the Air France call center. Most of the time, that's how they prefer once the ticket is issued. But you have enough time from now till the ticket is issued to decide. If you like to stay back and do an extension, yes, we can do that also for you. Just let us know. Let Kelly know. I'm sorry, and we will give her the quotation, and then we can process that for you. So things are possible. I like to put some costing in your mind so that you know that Morocco is a very decent travel destination. It's not super expensive. When you break for lunch, as I said, you'll have a coffee, muffin, or a sandwich. It may cost you roughly around $6. Depends, what you're trying to do. And if you're doing a sit down dinner in a restaurant in the evening, where you're not included, it can range anywhere from $25 to $30. Depends, what style you're going. The water, the drinks, they're not very expensive, as you can see listed here. But again, it depends, different locations, different pricing. All the customers that have traveled here, they have, felt it to be one of the best location or value for money trip in whatever they have traveled. Electricity is 220 volt. They have different plugs. As I already mentioned regarding photographs, you will be needing charge your phone twice at least in a day. So don't forget to take the rocket charger and the plug like this. If you travel to Europe, I'm sure you already have these plugs. They have different plugs, but the electricity is 220 volt. If you have a laptop, if you have a mobile phone, they have these converters. But if you have something smaller, you will also have to carry a converter so that it's safe for you. With regards to Wi-Fi, most of the hotels have Wi-Fi. They do offer in the lobby, they do offer in the room. So I'm sure there are WhatsApp, there is Facebook, there's different ways of communicating back home. So you could use all the internet to use that. And I purposely put this picture because many of you will become bloggers. When you're there, you want to take pictures with the local people. You want to take a picture with the Berber lady and post on Facebook and things like that. So yeah, you could definitely use technology and Wi-Fi that's available. I've also put in one more question. Many a times people ask me, is Cologne offensive? No. Uh, it has a lot of influence from Europe, and you will be surprised that everybody dress up very nicely. They smell very good. They have their own local perfumes. You will be visiting to these markets. You will actually pick up some local colognes from there also. So yeah, no worries at all. It's quite easy for tourism. I really tell you that you want to go to Morocco in a very nice and cool weather. You do not want to go when it is hot. Keep in mind, it's a desert region. So this is the perfect weather to travel. I'm sure I'm not 100% sure. November will be much colder over here. As you can see on the chart, this is one of our group travel in the same time period. The weather is anywhere from 12 to 16, a high of 21. You will need a jacket. You're going to the mountain region. You're going to the low desert region. So you will definitely need a jacket to cover yourself, and also depends on your style. But you can see some people on the picture, they're not wearing anything, they're just wearing the regular dresses. And also I wanted to show this picture that yeah, Morocco is a Muslim country, but they're quite modern, quite advanced. As long as you're dressed up decent, no worries at all. The another question comes on dressing is, do you have to dress smart or something different for the dinners? This is a very cool casual tour. It's up to you what your preference is. But any of the restaurant we go or any of the places we will go, the dressing style is very casual. So not to worry on that. Yeah, the other thing I always like to showcase is when you're traveling there for 8 days, please do not travel like this because you're going to bring back a lot of stuff from there. So travel light, you have one baggage allowed, 23 kilos check-in, you have a hand carry that you can check in. And if you know from your mind that you're a shopper, this is what I will recommend. Take a duffel bag with you so that you can fill all your souvenirs and things to bring back. But yeah, things can change. Again, airlines are also charging for a lot of things. Nowadays they're changing the rules as they go. But as of now, one check-in bag is allowed, one hand carry is allowed. And yeah, this would be my recommendation to you to travel light. Even though it's a colder weather, this is what I've heard from most of the clients that they come back, they still get suntan. So you definitely need sunscreen, you need sunglasses, hat, very, very comfortable shoes to walk. And for your dressing, people always ask me, just have a shawl with you. You can see the jeans, you just cover till the knees. Shoulders, you can just cover, your shoulders. That's about it. But you're not going inside the mosque or any other place. We are only going to the monuments. You just have to dress up decent, as I mentioned before. One of the other question that comes up is about the facilities, which I already touched base in my hotel presentation. Do they have television? Do they have fridge? Do they have gym? They will have it. Honestly, you will have a good time. But I have noticed that when you're there, you will be more entertained and you'll be more looking to go out and see all these places because it's really unique. You're not going to see any such thing here in Canada or anywhere nearby. So once you're there, you really want to make sure that you enjoy each and every moment that you're there. And I listed little more things about medication. So if you're carrying a medication, should the bottle be sealed? Not necessary, as long as you have a paper with you that talks about, it's your medication is perfectly fine. People ask me, is there a night curfew? During the COVID, yes, it was there from 11 p.m. to 5 p.m. I'm not sure if you're looking to go out in the night, but yeah, nothing to worry. There's no curfew now anymore. I already touched this little bit about the alcohol. Any country you go, you have to follow the rule. And even here in Canada, you wouldn't do that. So why would you do there? You can drink in the hotel, in the bar, in the restaurant, wherever you have, and that's about it. One of the other question comes up is like, do you have to cover tattoos? No, you will be surprised that the Berber ladies back in the 6th century had their tattoos. They would have tattoos on the face, on the shoulder. So no worries. I mean, people are very modern over there, and of course, it's very um, okay to have, unless you have something unique to showcase. And this is my last picture. Again, one of my group which travel almost in the same month. And this gentleman always travels to exotic destination to Egypt. He's taken 8 trips to Egypt, 3rd trip to Morocco. And the people that go with him, they always come back with a good feedback. So yeah, that's what my hope is, that you all will travel on this and come back with a good feedback. You will love it. I've already put the question, but I think I already answered that about dressing. Yes, if you are going into the mosque, your shoulders has to be covered and your legs have to be covered. We are not going inside a mosque, so just normal, decent dressing style is good enough for you to enjoy this trip.